Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching You. This is the 8th episode. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put that password in and enjoy. So throughout the whole show so far, we have seen The Cage, and yes, it is returned here for the final season. It usually brings some exciting scenes and scenarios, and I cannot wait to see what we do for the final few episodes, because after doing her own personal investigation, her own digging, not believing that Joe is who Joe says he is, looking into his background, trying to think, you know, how's he friends with Phoebe and Kate and all this stuff that's going on, you know, she decided to break into his flat. Now, she was going around, she was searching, she was checking, she found this key. Now, she kept on going and she found a location outside in London, so not in his apartment but outside in London, after the guy that she was seeing sent her a text. He was doing some digging as well. He found a couple of pictures that the photographer was taking, you know, the one that was you know, kind of being framed right now for being the murderer. And she's gone into this abandoned place, walked all the way down to the bottom, and who is there? Marianne, locked in the cage. So it's going to be interesting because obviously her, straight away from her point of view, Joel's kidnapped her and locked her in that cage. We know from watching it that that is not true, and Joel will try and pretty much do anything to make sure that she stays alive. And to prove that, you know, Joel went to the extreme lengths of thinking that he killed Rhys last episode. So after cutting a deal with Tom Lockwood, which was interesting and a good twist, he actually wants to kill Rhys himself. He knows who Joe is. He's done a deep dive into him as well. He doesn't know that he's killed all of these people, but he does know that he killed Love. And he said, look, mate, you know, I want you to take him out. Pretty much. You do that for me, I can help you out. Rhys was giving kind of the same proposal, but Rhys was more, you kill him, I won't reveal this information. Do you know what I'm saying? And he actually gave, you know, Joel the location of where Rhys was supposed to be. He's gone there, he's seen him, he's got him, he's tortured him, he's trying to get the, you know, the location of Marianne because he knows that he's took her. He didn't reveal it, and Joe ended up lashing out, strangling him and killing him. Now, the crazy thing is, it turned out that that is actually not even Rhys. It looks like it's his twin brother. And obviously, Joe's killed an innocent man. Now, the interesting thing is, Rhys has turned up and said, yes, if you want to see Marianne again, well, she's locked in a box. Now, hopefully that, you know, is a reference to what Nadia's just found. And I was saying that maybe that was the plan all along from Rhys to set Joe up, if he doesn't actually do this, by planting a bit of things inside of his apartment. You know what I mean? Because he has been breaking into him. And, you know, Spanner might be thrown into the works with Nadia now doing her own digging and actually finding her first. It's going to be exciting, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
It's not quite right yet. More shading to the beak and bigger wings.
Okay.
She'll just fly away.
Oh, baby. That's your little tick too much to be gone for long. You know I'm gonna dream about you every night until I get back, right, little chickadee?
Reckon she didn't even make it back from this fair?
But one terrible day, Fox found the nightingale. But the fox was too quick. He surprised her by letting her go. But foxes are sly. He slipped a potion into her drink. The potion made her sleep. When she woke up, she was somewhere strange.
I'm so glad you're here, so we can give our relationship another chance.
This didn't happen, man. Surely not. Wow, I like how they changed it because she's an artist. I was so wrong on the back of last episode. And maybe he was saying that. Well, I don't know, man. Like, because Joel, the thing is, Joel was killing that guy, well, who he thought was Rhys, but strangling his balls, mate, with cable ties. Oh, God. Saying, where's Marianne? So, maybe, you know, that was tricking me. And I was thinking that, because he said, oh, I seen her get on the train. That's what he said. Or something. So, like, I thought that she'd got on it and then he'd gone and got her and brought her back. But that was when Rhys, because Rhys said, oh, I found her. But maybe what he meant was he found her in the cage after Joel was taking her that one time and he's moved her somewhere else. And that's why Joel's panicking, because if now that gets out, do you know what I mean? So, head's literally blown me. I can't believe it.
Starving.
The nightingale knew the fox was trying to trick her, but she was so thirsty. Juliet loves Indian food. She thought Surely, if I can say the right thing, I can convince the fox to let me go.
This spoof,
I need to talk to my daughter. She'll be worried about me.
and for all those people,
Don't ignore me. Joe Goldberg. Help!
I am trying
Help
to
someone else! Please help me!
The only thing I've been trying to do is help you.
It was obvious something was in that drink though. I said I would have drank it, but it was so small, wasn't it? I've got to say, yeah. This is the Joel that we love in it, mate. This is a crazy one.
The Nightingale knew the fox had something planned. It was her last chance to fly away. Happened to get any nut?
I did, yeah. Yeah, when you grab it.
That was good, actually. That was actually really good. I like it.
The Nightingale pretended to sleep. She had to trick the trickster.
How's Joel got this location in London? I was saying last episode. Oh, there's a hammer there. She didn't hit him with it though, because we've not seen him injured. She's acting. She acted well.
Crowing and locked her in a cage.
I would never hurt her. This isn't me.
Joe, keep me in here, I'll die. Please, Joe. Please. Just let me out. I knew the fox was in there somewhere.
I'm not Joe.
What is happening, mate? Ah, do you know what? This has been the best episode start that we've had this season. I'm all for change and not rinse and repeat, but sometimes just going back to the good old days is just what you want to do. Do you know what I mean? It's like you don't know what you got till it's gone, so to speak. And it's like, I do love how it, at the start of the season was a whodunit and it's changed up and it was them texting Joe. Nothing beats the crazy Joe, getting him back here, getting him in the cage, going all mad again. You know, it just feels like you. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how I can explain it. It just feels like you.
Once upon a time, the Nightingale tried to get back to little Chick. It's every corner of her cage to find a flaw that would allow her to escape. The fox built the cage so well, he didn't make a single mistake.
Good. Suck me again.
Medicine? No. Is it?
He's gonna break me, he's gonna win.
Just medicine.
Yeah, it's bad for me. I'll relapse. That's how I lost you before.
Oh, yeah.
Keep us apart forever. Once upon a time, the Nightingale decided to kill the fox with kindness. Smells good. I know things aren't good. And Joe, I love, is still in there. You just gotta let him out.
We've done this before, man. Like literally, we've done all of this before. That was good. Right, it's confusing me, this. Is that Joe or what?
Once upon a time. Once upon a...
See, right. That thing that she's in there, that is that not like the perfect prison cell? They should like literally do that in like maximum high security prisons. Do you know what I mean? Where like the baddest, craziest, scariest people in the world who commit the maddest crimes should get put in something like that. You could always be surveilled 24 hours a day, and you know, built correctly like this, it's pretty much impossible to get in or out. The only way you can make contact is open the door. Do you know what I mean? First of all, you open the door, put your food in. They can't open their door to get you before you shut it. And so, I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, it would be a sick kind of way to obviously enclose them. But also, this the referencing of like Joel. Like she was saying, oh, when he come down, it sounded different. Do you know when she was looking the opposite way, she didn't want to look at him? And then again, the one like when he was talking there and he was like, I'm not Joe, and he was laughing, and then he said something like, you know, I'm just keeping you here until he comes back and wants to kill you or something. And we didn't really get told who that last guy was last episode that he killed that I thought was Rhys, and it turns out it wasn't. I keep saying it might be his twin, but you know, it sounds daft to say, can they falsify a mask or something? I honestly don't know. I never expected Joel to go and capture Marianne and throw her in this cage because, yeah, I know that he does love her and stuff, but like, you know, the fact that she's been injured for so long and he didn't try and help her apart from giving her those tablets that he knew that she's a former addict, you know, is it different? So I would have thought Joel would have tried to help her better than he currently has, you know what I mean? And Again, though, he has fell for it before. Where, remember, was it Beck? Like, she was like, "Oh, Joe, I love you," and all this and all that, and then like she attacked him, and he had. It's like you got to slow burn it. The guy was a prime example, the one that he let go. You know, at first he was angry and mad and all this, and then he just started to just go through his day, speak to Joe, started to get like just an amicable relationship. Do you know what I mean? And then it was over all season, and then he decided to let him out at the very end. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the way you approach it. You don't go all in straight away, try playing the heartstrings. You do the slow burner.
The nightingale realized that no more food would come.
I hate you! You fucking hear me? I hate you!
Mama, I need you.
Baby? Baby? Where are you, baby?
How long's she been in there? She's going a bit crazy now, isn't she? She must have been in there for some time. How would you react if you was Nadia? Don't skip to a different...
No, this isn't happening.
Oh, look.
He's not there. I'm going crazy for a second.
Well, you've been going crazy for quite a while. Ever since you murdered your wife and abandoned your son, this has been brewing for quite some time.
Is he even there? Is that actually him? I don't know.
You haven't forgotten about Marianne, have you?
I just buried you.
We can do this all night. Marianne is really in a cage.
Tell me where she is.
You already know where, because you and I are the same person. No!
Ah, well, he's gonna see Nadia now, mate. You're telling me that he's not even been having these conversations at all?
You and Rhys Montrose have never met. Correction. Once, when you zip-tied his bollocks and killed him.
Wait, so did Joe kill everybody else then?
But we've talked so many times in public with other people.
In public, yes. Other people? They're party animals.
No, we were at dinner.
Not all of us. You're right, Jonathan.
No, fine.
What was that?
Convenient now we had that hot out on the balcony, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alone.
Simon's funeral.
Like that was Montrose. He was a person. He was friends with all those twats. You are full-fat, extra sugar, deep-fried, fucking insane Joe Gold.
Fuck you.
Well, I'm
Oh
not
my
the
God.
enemy. Malcolm insulted Marianne.
You're here all loved up over some silly whore who couldn't give two shits.
Simon abused young artist. Gemma was bloody onto you.
People did start dying around the time you showed up.
Right. I was doing exactly what you wanted.
Jonathan, you absolute perv. What are you doing here?
Simon must have been dead for ages, though, because he...
Rold was right about everything.
Meet the eat the rich killer. That's exactly why I served him to you on a platter.
How did Roll then get not like tied up in that place? Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to, that whole time that conversation was going on there, I was trying to remember how he ended up getting tied and locked up and Joe at the same time. Now it's interesting that, yeah, in these situations, when you go back, you know, when Joe did say something like "I'm fine," and then Adam was like, "What was that?" And I think at the time I was like, you know, like, is he fuming that he was speaking? Joe, at the same time they were speaking. Do you know what I mean? Like, but when you look at it, you know what I mean? Like, it does kind of make sense the way they've done it. I think this is a great twist, if I'm being totally honest. I mean, the guys just killed the person running for Mayor of London, though, aren't they? Like, he actually is dead now, which is mad. It actually is mad. But again, she is locked up then down there, and it was Joe. I was throwing out all these different scenarios, but just crazy Joe again. Crazy Joe again. I didn't expect it anyway. Me personally, this has been the best episode of the season, and I think it's because of the nostalgia and just the way it is. Like, I just feel like this is how You has been, and I know, like, I've liked the mix-up, but this has been great, and I want to see you know, if Joe carries on looking at that camera, hopefully he could see that Nadia's been inside of his house, and if she does get that key, then Panic Station is going to be going big time. Do you know what I mean? And now he's got to remember where she is, and when he goes down there, mate, you know what's going to happen.
Am I also suicidal?
No, you're a master of denial, and I can't get through without dangling you over the sharp. You need to embrace your truth, Joe. Marianne in a cage. My grandest opus. Admit who you really are, and you'll remember where you put her.
God, did Professor Moore do this to you?
No, Goldberg. His name is Joe Goldberg. My name is Marianne Bellamy. You put in the wrong code, he'll know. He'll get an alert.
You can't call the police.
Listen, you are in shock and...
No, I'm sane. I'm calm. I'm telling you, do not call them.
Okay, but if we get him arrested, then...
He always gets away with it. I have a daughter. Her name is Julia. She is the only thing keeping me alive.
Oh, he hasn't been here to feed you, has he? How often does he come here?
It's been a while, so I don't know, but he can't get you down here.
I'm going to be back, and I'm going to bring you some more food, and I'm going to come back with some sort of plan.
It's a tough one, man.
I was up all night trying to figure out where Marianne is. Now this morning, Rhys Montrose's disappearance is national news.
Pathetic or charming that I bought you a croissant this morning.
Exactly what I need.
You remembered you're the one person not on my list of problems, and I wanted to reward you.
Didn't you get that stupid fucking invitation to Phoebe and Adam's engagement party?
British invasion themed.
I've never seen Phoebe wear the same outfit. Do you have any idea where she might be getting a dress for this thing?
No, but her assistant will.
Paul's looking crazy now. He is looking a bit crazy now. It's his facial expressions. He does them so well.
Clean up your mess, and you can have her.
Any other thoughts? Here.
I think 19 and 17 refer to the real-life murder victims.
Nadia, would you care to settle this debate? Deep significance or off-color joke?
I didn't read it, sorry.
Nadia didn't do the homework.
I had a paper to write, but it won't happen again.
Tell her to stay if you want to find Marianne alive.
Nadia, can you just hang back a second? How are you doing? I don't mean to pry, but...
Edward, been feeling very anxious around him lately.
She's off because she likes a boy. It's not my place to say, but however you define it, anyone can see that he's crazy about you.
I like how he's picking up stuff that Joel's not. It's good. It actually is good. I've enjoyed this episode. It's been a good one.
You've been avoiding me. No, oh, I think my messages must have gotten lost. I've got a car waiting out the front to take you to get that rest.
It's really my wedding.
Wow.
So this?
Is he
I think
joking
this is
her?
going to be my wedding dress.
But you've been talking about your wedding date since you were tiny. You wanted to wear your grandma's white dress. There isn't enough time. Prenup, darling. Please tell me that you've spoken to lawyers.
Did you say lawyers?
Why is it that every time you show up, Phoebe ends up upset? Enough about her. I have a surprise for you, okay?
I don't like him, man. I actually don't mind Phoebe at all. Look at him.
Hello, you. Everything okay?
Phoebe's engagement party? Not an engagement party. A wedding. But promise you'll come with me. I need the one sane person in my life to be there.
I'm always happy.
Insane.
Lady Phoebe's #1 fan.
What does she have to do with any of this?
So convinced that Lady Phoebe was her friend, she tattooed her own arm, knew all the details of her life. The real Eat the Rich killer is also an erotomaniac. Do you see it yet, Joe?
But it's not there. Oh, it is there. Has she come back and made copies then, just in time? That's the thing he dropped.
Receipts, old chewing gum. That's his sweaty gym towel.
Has he drawn all over it?
I think you'll find Marianne in time after all.
See, right? I have no problem with, obviously, Rhys, even though he's not there, telling Joe exactly where to look, because he's a reflection of Joe, and that's Joe's mind. So Joe should be able to dig into his mind and remember. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm not going to get caught up in the fact that Rhys knows everything, and he's like, the key's there, the book's there. Of course you've got a box. I'm sure if you look at that map, you'll know where she is. You know what I mean? Because that is supposed to be Joe, and it's his mind. So it makes total sense. What I like about it is how you've got two of his minds talking and conflicting with each other. Do you know what I mean? So, like, he was like, you better to ask her to stay behind in the class. And then he was like, speak to her. You know what I mean? And then you have the normal Joe on his side. So I think it's good how they back and forth and against each other. I think it's, I don't know, I like physically seeing it. And it makes Joe look more crazier. And to be honest, you know, Nadia must have been able to go down and then come back and put the key back into his flat after creating a copy. But my thing is, he had that camera set up, and he should, if he just watched it, he'd know that she'd been there, and that's where it would even get, it'd even get more interesting. Do you know what I mean? Because I've really enjoyed this one. She referenced that bombshell or something, didn't she? Oh, those were outside.
Thank God, because I should have told them.
But it's insane.
Maybe set up a hidden camera pointing towards the pod so she could see him put his code in. That's it.
I'm not Joe.
Right, so there should be really no way of him dodging Nadia now, if you think about it. If he's going down there, he's either going to catch her actually speaking to her, but he's probably going to make noise, isn't it? Let's be honest. So she'll probably know, and it looks like a big place around that cage, to be fair. She could probably hide in one of the... It looked like the cage is in the centre and there's loads of off tunnels, and like she could hide in one. Or another, I was thinking another best option is Joe had a little small camera, didn't he, put up into his flat. Do the same with, you know, go out by GoPro or something, stick it somewhere where you can look down at the keypad and watch him pin it in. Because, I mean, how good would it be for Joe to go down there, Marianne just completely gone? Do you know what I mean? That is panic station. All in. He's so scared. He won't know what to do. You would have to just flee, wouldn't you? Flee London, go. Okay, everything just in the bin and disappear. But again, she's told Nadia that he's called Joe Goldberg, so all she has to do is Joe Goldberg Google, and she's going to get all this information. Do you know what I mean? Find out everything about love. That's all his dad done. That's all Kate's dad done. You know, Kate's dad never actually mentioned that he knew all about his past. He just mentioned about Love Quinn. And, you know, he's gone out and he's actually done what her dad's asked him. Her dad asked him to take care of Rhys, and he has done. Even though Joel didn't technically know who Rhys was, but he thought he did because he created it in his mind, and he's been seeing things and all these scenarios that they've been going through. It's just been Joe on his own. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's actually gone through successfully and done that plan. He's killed Rhys, the mayor of London. So I don't know what Tom's going to actually, Tom Lockwood's going to do about it. Him being with Kate. Would you think that he'd just be happy and accept it? You see how protective he is about her. You know what I mean? And you see how he's always trying to put guards around her and stuff. Like, would you, regardless of how much you believe he loves your daughter, so to speak, would you be okay knowing that this guy's just killed Rhys and this guy's obviously killed his last wife and got away with it, being so close to her? I don't think he would. So he's going to be, you know, he might be still the next one on the list, because Joe was told by Rhys, who was himself, that they've got one big score to do left, and it was Tom. And basically, you know, from my perspective, it would be after rolling through the scenarios when he was saying that, you know, he killed Malcolm because of what he was saying about Marianne. He was disrespecting her. Then he killed Simon because of obviously taking advantage of all these people. And then he killed Gemma because she was kind of the person that was clocking onto him, saying, maybe people did start to disappear when you was around, Joe. Do you know what I mean? And now, obviously, well, he killed Rhys because of Tom Lockwood told him, but now he's the target because maybe he loves Kate so much he feels like she, you know, is suffering, or he could damage her life for being involved, and he doesn't want that. Do you know what I mean? You can see the obsessiveness about Joe, but he has to make a decision. You know, do you want to be with Marianne, or do you want to be with Kate? You know, you can't have two. You can't be with Kate and keep Marianne locked in a cage. Well, you can try. It just go crazy like this. But I do love the twist, if I'm being totally honest. I mean, last episode I was trying to figure out what is going on, mate. You know, has Rhys just let him kill his brother and he's not even bothered? You know what I mean? And then today at the start, he's like, I'm not Joe. You know what I mean? And I was like, what's happening? But now it makes sense, and it's really good. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out our channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I think that the second half of this season has been better than the first half, in my opinion. I think it's been really good. I think today's episode's probably been the best episode. I just feel like we've gone back to the roots now. I was all for the change. I'm not disrespecting the start of the season at all. I'm actually a big fan of the switch up, considering obviously we've gone into the final season. We've gone in for a different change, and we've changed the whole like way obviously Joel's been operating, in terms of he's been trying to be a nice guy. He's well, from what we see, you know what I mean, he's trying to be a nice guy, trying to change his ways, don't want to hurt people, wants to just start again, relocate to a new place and keep his head down. And obviously he's teaching, he's going through the, you know, the motions, the cogs are turning and stuff like that, and he's been dragged into this obviously whodunit, and obviously he's been being texted and forced to do things, and it's getting him crazy and all this. I think it's really good. I like how it's changed, and you know, I think that is actually what's kept the show fresh this season. But now I also like the fact that obviously we're on the very back end, we're on the final stretch, and we're going back to the roots, and it makes you just feel like how you was addicted to the show the first time, in terms of this is what drawn us in. You know, season one, Beck, get in the cage. Do you know what I mean? Like, the first death was there, I believe, that we seen Joel commit, and then obviously now it's obviously just been a staple throughout the whole show, in my opinion. I guarantee that anybody that's watched you know, if you just shown a picture of what that cage, or whatever you want to call it, you know, it was for the books originally, they would tell you what show it's from. And that's because it has been a staple of it. So many things have happened, and you know, I just think it's good seeing it, and I really enjoyed today's episode. Now, I have no idea if Joel's going to kill them. The fact is, I think he needs to kill them in terms of him getting away with something, you know. I don't feel like this is a way that he could let Marianne go and she wouldn't speak again. Well, maybe, actually. Oh, see. Marianne's a tough one, because she didn't want the police involved, because she knows that, well, she thinks that Joel always gets away with it. You know, he'll be back again, he'll find you. You know, I fled America, went to France, he found me. Do you know what I mean? Come to the UK, found me. You know, no matter what you do, Joel will find you. But if you can keep your head down and be obviously discreet and quiet, then you'll be able to get on with your life, it seems. Well, that's what she's hoping. Now, Nadia, on the other hand, I'm not too sure. She's done her own private investigating and digging, and I was saying she's been nosy, me. Let's be honest. She has been proper nosy. She's like, I believe the situations that spiked her interest was not that too far-fetched and crazy for her to actually go that deep into looking into Joe, personally. But she has done. And this is where we are, and it's going to be exciting to see. I don't think there's any way that she can get out of this location that she's currently in if she's down there, and Joel's obviously out the door. They're going to encounter each other. I think that, you know, she could have a fight with him, but Joel should technically win. Now, Joel can't throw her in the cage as well with her. You know, that's two. We've seen two people in there already, and last season. And that was pretty funny, to be fair. They was good. They bounced off each other well, them two. But these, I don't think it would work. And, you know, I think the twist of having, obviously, Rhys not even be real in terms of Joel's personality and, I don't know, his mentalness getting worse and deteriorating, and he's creating these people himself. I think it's really exciting, and I do think it's been you know, a very, very good twist. And I like the fact that we got a play out of each person's death and how it actually happened. You know, low-key, I'm interested in terms of this Phoebe storyline. Do you know what I mean? We've got all this stuff going on with Joel and a bit of the craziness and the Lockwood, and obviously Kate and Nadia now, and obviously Marianne in the cage, and what's Joel going to do with his insanity, and obviously everybody knowing. But then we've also got Phoebe on the side, like, being manipulated by Adam, who's pretty much broke, and he knows that she's got so much money, and he's rushing this wedding, and he's saying everything's sorted, yeah, we've signed this and that, and really he just wants to secure his wealth, doesn't he? And I feel sorry for her, because she seems like a nice person. I've liked her throughout the whole season, I actually really have, and I hope that she comes out of it on top. And I still want to know what Joel said to her at that party. You know, if we go for the whole show and we don't find out, I'll be disappointed, because she's become friends with Joel, and she really likes him because of the conversation that they had, and we never heard it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm hoping that that does obviously come, you know, come to the limelight, if you know what I mean. But I'm excited to see what happens with them. No idea if they get married or not. I don't know what's going to happen with obviously Tom and Kate, and I don't know what's going to happen with Nadia and obviously Marianne either. Joel stood at the door. Can't wait for the next episode. Hope you guys are excited too. If you enjoyed today's, which I personally believe was the best one this season so far, please smash the like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you do, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.